I'm Ryan Prasad, and this is Aaron Prasad, and we were married in November of last year. As far as the honeymoon, though, what do you think the most interesting part of that?
As far as the planning, I didn't do a ton of the planning. I was in charge of, we went to 3 different places on our honeymoon. We went to Australia, New Zealand, and Bali. And I was in charge of planning. We did a week-long camper van trip in New Zealand, and so I was in charge of planning that and then planning some of the activities in Bali. And it was I had never been to any of these countries, so it was all of it was very interesting for me, and I love to travel, so it was really a fun experience for me.
I guess from the I did do a lot of the planning, but from the planning perspective, kind of finding out about these countries and looking at Bali for the first time on Google Maps and trying to figure out where the various areas were and how they fit together, and where the best place to stay was. But in that same vein, it was also kind of challenging because they don't necessarily speak English in Bali. The travel agents might, but communicating with some of the people, and even with New Zealand and Australia, they have accents. If you call on the phone, connection may not be great. You're trying to get a date nailed down. So I think planning.
And the time change.
Oh yeah, dealing with the time change.
That was the hardest, I think.
Just
trying to call them 12 hours away.
Right, planning from afar was really, I guess, the most difficult aspect. And the most stressful part, I think, was probably when, the week before our honeymoon, we weren't sure if the Airbus planes we were going to be on were going to be in the air or not.
When the plane we were going to be flying on, an engine fell off in the middle of the ocean. And they grounded all of them, and we didn't know if there would be a flight for us. But there was, so it worked out.
Right. And I mean, I guess going along with that, the whole thing of when you're, we kind of packed the honeymoon in, all the events. So if kind of you missed one flight, it was like a domino effect. So
it could have been bad.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
I guess the easiest part, though, of planning the honeymoon was the locations. Because I had been to Australia and New Zealand before, and I knew that they were great places and they really suited our interests. Outdoor activities, great food, great wine, beer. And Bali just seemed. My parents had been there earlier, and it seemed like it would be another great place for us to visit. It may be a more relaxing part of the trip.
Mm-hmm.
So
a very unique culture compared to our own too, which I personally really enjoy. I like going places that are very, very unique, or very scenic, which Australia and New Zealand are.
And Bali, yeah.
And Bali, yeah.
So.
Yeah, we have about 5,000 pictures from Bali.